Why, hi there, I'm Ron Chuckett, and it's time for a happy recap on the postgame show for this DoDCast for this 23rd day of June 2017. My hair is rather spiky. A big comeback win for the Washington Nationals tonight. They were down 5-2. Steven Strasburg looked flat, and they won 6-5. On a Bryce Harper walk-off banger to the wall in right center. All sorts of solo home runs. Let's go through the total, shall we? All right, 5 runs. No, not time for you yet. The cat wants my attention. 5 runs on 9 hits and no errors for Cincinnati. They scored 4 in the first. 6 runs on 13 hits and no errors for Washington. Matt Albers gets the win. He goes to 3-1. Iglesias, who several of you want as the closer, promptly loses the game, which I guess would fit in as the Nats closer. Anyway, he goes to 2-2 on the year. Give yourself a night, Brian Goodwin. He went 3 for 4 with 2 home runs and 2 runs scored. He's the reason why we went to extra innings. Bryce Harper with a walk-off hit. Ryan Zimmerman goes 2 for 5. Anthony Rendon walked 3 times tonight and scored twice. All in this nice comeback win. It was 5-1 after 3. Nats got 1 in the first, 1 in the fourth, 2 in the sixth. The homer from Goodwin in the 7th, and the winner in the 10th. In fact, let's go through the extra base hits. Goodwin, 2 homers. That one in the first inning off of Luis Castillo, the rookie pitcher for the Reds in his first Major League game. Pitched actually pretty well, all things considered, and then took 1 off of Peralta in the 7th. Tony Fourbags Rendon hit 1 in the 4th inning, a solo shot, and Daniel hits Murphy in the 6th, another solo shot. So 4 solo shots, and Bryce Harper. That's pretty good. In runner, that was the only hit they had tonight with runners in scoring position. They went 1 for 9 and stranded 13 runners. And Trey Turner got his 28th stolen base. I hate it when I have the button on the scroll thing and I hit it in the wrong spot. It's the pitching lines tonight at Washington. Steven Strasburg was not a great outing. 5 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs, all earned. A lot of those coming, though, from the rather sketchy play of Wilmer Defoe in center field. I said at one point during the game, it looked like he was trying to play it riding a horse. Just didn't know what to do, got lost out there a couple times, and a lot of those runs should be charged to him, not Strasburg. Anyway, Steven walked 2, struck out 5, gave up a home run. He threw 95 pitches for 65 strikes. Graced with a 5-pitch 6th inning, all strikes retired to side. Blake Trinan, 21 pitches, 2 innings, 13 strikes, a strikeout. That strikeout coming on a 101-mile-an-hour fastball with enough movement that just made all of Northern Virginia swoon. A perfect 9th inning for Eddie Romero, and Matt Albers worked around a walk in the 10th. Romero, 12 pitches for 7 strikes. Albers, 17 for 9. And, of course, the beautiful thing by Bryce Harper to get the walk-off hit. Judo Joker says, that was a fun one. Beautiful looking bullpen looking good, saying Sean Kelly. Also a high cap kiss you saw Emmy leave. She does not like to be on camera at all and gets rather upset when I'm on camera. Yeah, I mean, anytime you get 5 shutout innings from this pen that's supposedly the worst in baseball history, as I've been told over and over and over again, well, they bailed out Steven Strasburg tonight. Now Joe Ross is going to have a long outing tomorrow because you did get multiple innings from Blake Trinan. You had Albers going inning, and you had Romero going inning. So you're going to tire some folks out if Ross can't go 6 innings tomorrow. Bryce has a flair for the dramatic, Judo says. Love how competitive these guys are. They just seem to be patient tonight and just waited. The Reds tonight have a 9-man bullpen, and I believe they used 6. At one point they used 5. I think they used 6. I can look. I had the technology to do that. They use 7. They use 7 men out of the pen tonight. Tomorrow, they have Homer Bailey coming off the disabled list for his first outing of the year against Joe Ross. And who knows how long you expect from Bailey. He's obviously pitched some minor league rehab games someplace, but certainly is not ready to throw 105 pitches. So the Reds are a pretty beat-up ball club at the moment, and the Nats just outweighed them tonight. So all around, good stuff. And yeah, you're right. I mean, Bryce wanted this one. He wanted to hit one off of Cingrani in the ninth. Apparently, a couple years ago, Cingrani hit him on the spine, and there was some bad blood there. And Harper missed a game-winning shot in the ninth by just a few feet. He took the center fielder right to the track. So just good stuff all the way around tonight. These are the ones that you kind of waited for. They've lost 5 out of 6 at home and lost 2 out of 3 in Miami. They played well against the Mets, but should have swept Miami in Miami, or the Marlins in Miami, if I wanted to use proper English. And then we're down early tonight 4-1 and came back to win 6-5. That's a big win for them. This was a big one. Because on a night when Steven Strasburg didn't have it, it was a hot, sticky night. The heat index was 96, I believe, at the start of the game. And they won. This is the type of games you've been wanting to see from the bullpen for a while. And so you'll take it. You'll certainly take it. Let's see if anything has anything to say on Twitter. Yeah, five innings from the pen tonight is worth. Someone, Josh McPeak asks, is worth a starter when he's healthy. I would think so. If he's watching, I would think so. Just because he has the ability to take pitches and control the tempo of a game. His defense isn't terrible, not great, but not terrible. Goodwin is probably up now for the duration. Taylor certainly is the center fielder for the foreseeable future, depending on what's going on with him. Rayburn, I think, was just depth. He may get a release. He may not get a release. But no, I don't think Worth should lose his be Wally pipped per se because of the injury. Now, depending on how long he's out for, if he's out for another month, he hasn't begun any baseball activities yet, and I don't know if he'd probably need to do some rehab time, probably in either Syracuse or probably Syracuse. So I don't think that he should lose his spot. Do I feel like the momentum shifted tonight? Judo asks. I felt like around the 6 or 7, nothing was going to stop them tonight, even when they were still at 5-4 Reds. Can't usually say that with a bullpen. I think for everything that we've talked about as far as how the bullpen has been constructed, Ricky talked about this a couple times, I think, on the show. I know we've discussed it in just our chats. The bullpen, I think, excuse me, that pizza I had for dinner tonight was good. Bullpen, I think, made a turn about a month ago. I think when Glover came out and was the closer, and a lot of the pressure was taken off at Trinan, they started to settle down a bit. Now, Blanton isn't very good, and Kelly isn't very good. But, this is what you wanted to see, especially from Trinan. He gave you 2 tremendous innings. And, boy, did Matt Grace 5 pitches and got 5 outs. And so, yeah, the strikeout that Trinan threw at 101, I believe that was to end the 7th, was just a breathtaking pitch. That's one of the reasons why they installed him as a closer to start the season, because he was able to induce – he had the leadoff runner on, and then he was able to induce the double play. It was his 9th he's induced this year, and the 26th he's induced, I believe, since the beginning of last year. The Nats tweeted that one out from their PR department tonight. So, yeah, they kind of hung in there on a night where they really had to. This could have become ugly quick. But yeah, Judo, I think the 5-pitch inning from Grace to get the 3 batters really changed the tone of the game. And when you knew that, they were kind of beating themselves early. They left 9 runners on tonight. Zimmerman brought in the 2 double plays. Castillo pitched well, but he wasn't pitching all that well. and they won around it. I mean, they just kind of waited for the Reds to make mistakes, and they won the game. So you're always going to take that. All right, let's take a look at the Major League scoreboard. I thought I scrolled that up already. All right, in the division, rain delay, or have they finished in Atlanta? They have finished in Atlanta, and the Braves beat the first place Milwaukee Brewers 5-4. So the Braves continue to make some progress. Miami shut out the Cubs tonight, 2-0 in Miami, and the Mets lead the Giants 7-1 in the top of the third. How about that? Orioles down by Tampa Bay tonight, 15-5. It's the fifth straight game that the starting pitching has given up 5 or more runs, which ties a 90-year-old Major League record. I wonder what Buck will get to blame that one on now. And I'll watch this at some point tomorrow. The Red Sox retire David Ortiz's number tonight and beat the Angels 9-4. So the Nationals go to 44-29. The Reds fall to 30-42. And if you want Iglesias, I don't want Iglesias as the closer of this team. He didn't impress me all that much. I think there are other names out there to be had. Let's take a look at the minor league scoreboard. Syracuse beat Buffalo tonight 2-1, Long with the win. Austin Adams with a save his second. Irving Falou with his 5th home run for Syracuse. Portland down Harrisburg 9-2. McGowan with a loss. He goes to 0-2 with Harrisburg with 11.70 ERA. Harrisburg had no homers. Potomac losers to Carolina tonight, 11-6. Victor Robles at one point was a single short of the cycle. He had to hit in the 9th inning. I'll take a look at the box score. He did not. He went 3 for 5 as a leadoff guy with 4 RBIs and a home run. So he fell a single short. That's kind of hard to do. Hagerstown shut out Greensboro 4-0. Mills with the win. He goes to 8-2 with a 2.41 ERA. How about that? And Johnson with his 14th homer. Auburn losers to Mahong Valley 5-4. Auburn, the Double Days, go to 1-4. Baltrip with his first loss of the year. Homer for Shepard, his first. And the Dominican League team lost to the Angels 14-7. No homers for the Nats down there. So, yeah, Ricky says, I doubt the Reds want to give up Iglesias anyway. I do too. Okay, talking about Robles, he struck out in the 9th, and Mills took a no-hitter into the 6th. Very impressive. Yeah, that is pretty impressive. You'll take that in a minute. So some good stuff tonight down on the farm. And anytime you go for the need a single for the cycle, you've had a good game. Winnow and Robles will get the promotion call. I know that Ian Sagdahl has now been promoted onto the top 30 or into the Nats top Nationals prospect list because Brian Goodwin has played enough games that he graduated out of it today. So yeah, a big win tonight, 6-5, stops what had been kind of another kind of interesting, not losing streak, but bad baseball play down in Miami. They won their 44th game of the year. It's Joe Ross and Homer Billy tomorrow. What did I make? Ricky asked, what did I make of the Storm reception? They've actually played it on the radio after the commercial because I listened to Charlie and Dave while watching the Mass and Pictures on MLB TV. And it was a mix of cheers and drews. There were a couple boos, but it was mostly drews. I guess I'll ask that of you because you are more familiar with the team than I am from that. I know that Storen has a mixed history of being the one that couldn't lock down Game 5 of the 2012 NLDS in the 9th inning against the Cardinals, which would have. So, what did I make of it? Time heals all wounds. Someone asked me tonight. I've made some crack about still get the shakes from 1986. And someone asked me about Buckner. I mean, those things don't get forgotten. And he wasn't very happy when he left. But you cheer for someone who was there, in one of the better times in the franchise's history. Rick says, thought he deserved cheers, got a bad break in 2015 when they dealt for Papelbon. That's for sure. Absolutely. Blew the 2014 NLDS anyway, came in for Zimmerman in game 2 and gave up a tying hit. You got to get there to have the bad playoff moments. And that's a big part of their history. He probably could have handled his demotion better after the Papelbon trade. But he said, hey, he's still pitching in the major leagues. And, then they gave him a cheer. I don't think there were too many people upset. By the way, that was a huge crowd tonight. I didn't see an attendance total, but to me, that looked like one of the largest crowds since opening day. All right. So that will do it for us. Ricky did a story on the 5 to watch in this series with the Reds. And as I said, Joe Ross and Homer Bailey go at it tomorrow. I did a piece on maybe why Stephen Vaught, who the Athletics designated for assignment, might be worth trading for. Drew Douglas is going to have something tomorrow on whether Pat Neshek is worth trading for from the Philadelphia Phillies because the Nationals are interested in him. And I'll have something for the noontime hour, and I'm not sure what that is yet. By the way, tomorrow, Drew will be handling both our coverage here in the postgame show and on Twitter. So please be kind to him and don't swear at him and all that. He's a good guy, and we're looking forward to, oops, I'm seeing myself. Timeout. Looking forward to his solo debut, at least on the Twitter thing. So the final score tonight, it is the Nationals 6, the Reds 5. The Nationals down 4-1. They tie it. Brian Goodwin with his first multi-homer game, tied it in the 7th to make it 5-5. And then Bryce Harper with a walk-off. It would have been an extra base hit if it needed, to the wall and right to give the Nats a win. For Ricky Keeler and the rest of the good folks at District on Deck, give this video a like and subscribe on YouTube. Give us a like, follow us on Twitter at District on Deck. Give us a like on Facebook. And, of course, as always, it is DistrictOnDeck.com. 4:05 tomorrow, 11:35. I'll be back with you then on Sunday. For everyone at Fanside on District on and District on Deck, I'm Ron Juckett. Good night.